Hello, everybody. Welcome to P.A.N Podcast, a podcast about nothing. Today, I'm joined by my lovely, beautiful, gorgeous friends, Matt and Alex.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going, guys?
I just want to get it out of the way first. Guys, I'm sick of your shit. We have we have been way too serious these beginning stretches of episodes. We've either been too underprepared or in my case overprepared. We've been taking notes. We're just three dudes that try our best, and that's all we can do. But our best hasn't been good enough, and we know that. So in an effort to better entertain everybody, we're just gonna relax today. We're just gonna talk the talk, and there will be no walking. We're just gonna shoot the shit for an hour and have a good old jolly time. Three best friends, and today's topic will be alcoholic antics per se. We're gonna reminisce on the days of past.
He's got to make it the most proper way possible.
Yes, the alcoholic antics. Yeah, see, we had good days in the past years, and certainly only after the legal age. But no, we
definitely
definitely only legal beverages. That's nothing else. We abide by the law, and we have fun doing it. But
See,
yeah,
I always heard rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah, but in the country where you can enlist in the military before you can drink or smoke or any of that, you gotta take that with a grain of salt per se, because
now you can't even smoke till you're like 21 now.
Yeah,
Yep.
Silly.
It's a jolly time, but
you can die for our country, but I'll be damned if you smoke a cigarette. I'll be damned.
Yeah, lit one of them Views pods, boy, but you better be 21.
Uncle Sam needs you. You better wait. Regardless, there will more likely than not be a part 1 and part 2 to this, just for the sole fact of it being a little bit of a different format, and us just kind of
because we're alcoholics.
Thank you, Matt. In the past episodes, we've been following a very strict and just unbroken turn-based system, and frankly, I'm sick and tired of it. So today we're just gonna talk. We're gonna relax. Get you a cup of coffee or a blueberry Red Bull, and we're just gonna shoot the shit and reminisce on the days of past. But don't worry, one of you guys in both part 1 and part 2 have a chance at earning MVP. So you can either get MVP both times, or you guys can split it half and half. So if the first I don't foresee the latter option happening. But I have the most unhinged, unbridled faith in both of you to bring forth the best content that you have to offer, and that you could see that as me blowing smoke up your ass, and in all honesty, it probably is. But I love you guys, and you can be funny sometimes. So
whoever,
before we get to that, what, Matt?
So if someone wins like both of them, both MVPs, can we like give the other person a pity MVP? Can we like donate our MVP because we feel bad?
Maybe. I'll see how generous I'm feeling on behalf of you two by the end of all this, because before we even started recording today, it was already a rocky road of emotions, and I can't not blame one of you, so I'm just going to choose to blame both of you. don't take it to heart, but fuck both of you guys, respectfully.
You've really been in your feels here lately.
And I have both of you guys to thank for it.
But you love us.
Yeah, I did say that. I remember that part. But sometimes it's just hard. It's just hard to remember that part. It's really hard sometimes.
It's just really hard to love you guys. I just don't know. Sometimes I
no
wonder.
one said it was easy. I never once said it was easy.
No.
But before we get to that, how are you gentlemen doing on this fine? What day is it? Saturday? Yeah, it's Saturday morning.
Yeah, Alex, you go first. Tell them about your
Well,
day.
I went just about as usual. I mean, Saturday.
All right, that's all, Alex. Matt, how you
Okay,
doing,
bye-bye.
buddy? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, you know the use, just the use.
Yeah.
Like anybody knows your use.
Yeah, for some reason in my head, I told myself the next time I hear that come out of that man's mouth, I'm skipping him. So I'm sick and tired of the usual. That's what this whole episode's about.
He's like, yeah, I've just just worked, just the use, and it's been pretty fair. It's been fair.
I mean,
fair weather.
Nothing eventful really happened today. I mean, yesterday I completed Diablo 4's campaign. Had a whole bunch of fun with that. Oh my god, I can't recommend that game enough. 10 out of 10, easy. And I can't wait to get back to playing that, possibly today or tomorrow. But last night was pretty much okay. Nothing much to it, just meh. Sorry, I wish I was more entertaining. I wish my day was. I wish my day was
do
better.
too. At least we're all on the same page.
Oh, God damn it! You should have just done your voice to make everybody laugh. That was your, that was your spot to do it.
If you could have just taken all that, thrown it in the recycle bin, and then laughed instead, that probably would have been way more entertaining. But we know that going forward, we can only learn and get better. So in that case, Matt, how are you doing, buddy?
Is real.
You know, it's been usual, you know.
All right, pan out. Good job, guys. We're done. All right.
No, I also beat Diablo 4. Hey, don't give me that look. I also beat Diablo 4. I don't know about 10 out of 10. Unless they ever decide to sponsor us, then I might change my mind. But I would say it's
probably
like
not, because I give it a 7.5. So
yeah, I was gonna say 8 out of 10. It's pretty good, but there's definitely a lack of content. They could have put more in there. I know it's a hard job making a video game. I don't know shit about it, so I guess who am I to judge? But it was a very good game. I might also be a little swayed because I tried to beat it before the season ended, or before the season started, I should say. And I literally grinded it out till 3 a.m. on my night off, and just absolutely just hated it. I was a zombie by the end of it. I mean, the game was great, but the fact that I had toothpicks like holding my eyes open, it was rough out there.
Gotta beat this game. I gotta beat this game. Come on.
You ruined it for yourself, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I ruined it for myself, but I'd still give it an 8 out of 10. It's a great game, fantastic. Definitely recommend buying it. But I also I took my son. He just turned 5, which we all know that from the other podcast, and so he had his 5-year checkup. And oh my gosh, this doctor's office, they need to update some shit because they did an eye test on him. And so they had these like little white cards, almost like just like postcards or whatever, and they had pictures on them. And like one would have like a teddy bear, like one would have a house, and it was just like, you know, do your typical eye test. She was like making sure he knew what everything was, and then she'd step back and he'd like cover an eye and cover the other eye and stuff like that. And they had a phone on their postcard thing. And it's literally like the old style fucking telephones that people used to have in their houses.
Yeah, that no one has anymore except for like 1 in a million people with a landline.
Are you talking about like the rotary dial?
It was not that old, but it's like your old
Oh.
like landline that you'd have like sitting on your
Right.
desk. It was just like it was so old. And the lady's like, "Do you know what this is?" And he goes, and he's just standing there completely confused. And she's like, "Yeah, this is a phone." She's like, "They're all like square now, aren't they?" And then my Kevin's like, "Yeah, they're all square."
They're all square now.
But then it gets worse. So he does the eye test. He does great. And, lucky for him, he didn't need shots or anything. But then it goes to the hearing test. So he has to put like headphones on like I got on right now. And they do the little beepy thing. And he's just got to point to his like left ear or his right ear. And it was more funny there than it is about to be when I tell you. But he's pointing, he's doing a great job. And then all of a sudden she like does it and he goes, or she asks like, "Well, do you hear anything?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's outside." And she goes, "Well, what ear is it?" And he goes, "Excavator." For absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Oh.
And me and his mom just died laughing. The like nurse, she was just cracking up. Like I was actually so concerned afterward that when the real doctor came in there, I was like, "Did you guys haven't said nothing about his hearing? Did he even pass?" Because at one point he said it was an excavator, so I have no idea. So he passed. He passed. He did good. So he checked out. He's like in the 70 percentile on height. He's probably gonna be taller than me, which is he's gonna try kicking my ass when he gets older. So, but
stiff competition in that, man.
I know I'm gonna have to just.
How
keep
would you
like,
feel about that?
What, if he kicked my ass?
No. How would you feel if like? How would you feel if your son? Well, I would hope that you would feel ashamed. Like,
Damn.
like, how would you feel if your son?
This is so stupid.
How would you feel if your son
Is
got
it too
like
late to
so
scrap
much
this
bigger
episode
than you? Like,
entirely? Like, can we just restart? Just restart.
I gotta say here, I thought this was drunk stories. I got a hypothetical of if my son's kicking my ass or not. Let me tell you this: if he ever listens to this or anybody, I will cheat. I will cheat. I will nut shot. I will bite. If you
you'll
think
nut shot your son.
if you think for 1 second when he gets
Stop
older,
ending this family tree right here at the stem. It begins with you.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I'm going to lose to Gavin. There's no way. It ain't happening.
Well,
That's terrible.
But what were you saying, Alex? What were you going to ask?
I was asking like how would you feel if your son got so much bigger than you? Like, imagine if he got a foot taller than you, and maybe
if he gets
25 pounds
well,
heavier.
he will be at some point when Matt's an old man and he starts reverting to like baby stage, and he's a little short stack that shits himself on an hourly basis. It's going to happen at some point.
Let me tell you
like
this:
before that stage, though.
If he's a foot taller than me, that would put him at 6'9". And if that motherfucker is in the NBA at 6'9", then that is a lot of wasted potential. So
you need to stop giving him that bat.
Go out there and start making daddy some money. Buy me a house. Share the wealth.
Gonna have to stay on his good side on his whole life just to so it'll help his old man out.
Not that I would expect this of you, because you're a great dad, but in some alternate universe, it would be really messed up if you just kept a connection with him just in hopes that he would join the NBA, and you would get paid like a dividend of his paycheck each month.
I mean.
He's thinking to himself, I don't know if Dad really loves me, but I'm gonna help pay his bills, because that's what sons do for their dads.
I mean, let me make this clear, because I feel like this went way south. I would never ask my son for money.
That's what I'm saying. I know you would never do that.
Hey,
Not
hey,
Miss Universe,
Junior.
but in
Hey, Junior. Hey, can I borrow a 10?
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Hey, big guy.
Hey, long time no see. Funny seeing you here. Hey, real quick, but
Hey,
so I just opened it I just opened a 10th credit card, and I need the minimum payments due. Can you at least spare me $2,000? Thanks.
It would be really weird if I was actually just maintaining a relationship for him to be in the NBA as I'm 5'9". So, I'm not saying short guys can't make it, but most of them are like 6'9". Okay, I don't think Gavin's gonna make it there.
Let's just hope he doesn't, so that this doesn't happen.
It's going to be really weird if he does start getting like 6'3", 6'4", and I'm going to be like, we did a podcast about this dude.
Mark this day. Mark this episode in your guys' calendars, because it's being made.
He's going to watch this podcast and be like, well, Dad, I'm like 6'9", and you said I'm wasting potential now.
What was that about, Dad?
Oh, son, you were 5 years old. I was just kidding around. It's all a joke.
He decides to be 6'9", and instead he's a successful businessman with a happy marriage and like 3 kids. And he's like, "What's that about?" Explain that.
His old man's just mad because he's not playing in the NBA now. God damn it, son! You had everything going. You had everything going for you, and you decided to be a family man.
Oh, that's messed up.
That really is messed up.
Oh boy,
son, I love you.
Yeah, love you, Gavin.
No matter what you do, you don't have to be in the NBA. I promise.
But if it happens, I won't be mad.
He'll still ask you for money.
Yeah, I'll still ask you for money though. Damn it.
Yeah, it's not about the NBA. It's about the money.
Yeah. Oh my God! Oh, money makes the world go round.
As the checks keep rolling in.
You remember all the diapers I bought you?
Pay it forward. I always taught you that.
Pay it forward.
No, I'd rather him just take care of me when I'm, instead of me going to the nursing home. That'd be nice.
You're just living in the basement, just dwelling down there. Yeah. He feeds you like once a week. You're down there like Schmeagol, just like, give me my bread. Yeah.
No, why?
What is taters, precious? Taters? What is taters, precious?
Just imagining, I just got a flash of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm just I'm like the old man rat living down there. I got 4 turtles with me.
Your Master Splinter just living down in his basement with a robe and cane and really long, luscious gray hair. You brought me right rations for the week. Thank you, son. You may go now.
He just throws down a pizza once a day. He just throws a pizza down there. Here, Dad. You son of a bitch, it's Little Caesars, you cheap ass.
This is even hot.
It's from yesterday.
Well, yeah, but cheap here in 60 years at this rate will be like a $60 medium-sized pizza. So he might have, he might have put a good amount of change into that for you.
Well, yeah, what does Little Caesars even do the $5 pizzas anymore? I don't even think
$5
they do.
hot and ready.
Yeah, do they even do that?
Yeah,
anymore?
But rarely do they seem like they were hot and ready. Most of the time, you're waiting there for 20 minutes and it's not ready, and it comes out hot, but it was not ready. So they're false advertising.
Well, see, this was probably DoorDash, because I know DoorDash upcharges shit, but I DoorDash Little Caesars for his party because we were doing a bunch of shit setting up, and I was like, oh, I'll just DoorDash it so I don't have to get out and leave, And I ordered I don't know, 5 pizzas, or I think it was 6 pizzas, and it was 3 things of crazy bread, and it was a fucking $109. So I don't know anything about $5 pizzas. So if I could have drove there and they were $5, then I got scammed by DoorDash. That's all I know.
The delivery
they
fee
triple
was
charged you for
$95.
one pizza.
They pulled a fucking fast one on me. That's what they did. And they really do be like upcharging stuff on DoorDash though. Because like I've actually like I was gonna order Pizza Hut off DoorDash, and then I went on like the website and I was like, that's like $2 more on DoorDash.
Really?
Well, that's just it's you gotta pay for the convenience, man.
Oh no, I get it. It is
Dash
convenient.
Pass?
No, I'm not Alex. No, I don't.
I have Dash Pass. You get a lot of good deals.
Yeah,
with
he was the one that told me to get it.
What do you mean you get a lot of good deals? Like how much is it? Wait a minute, is this an ad? Are we doing an ad right here?
Today's episode is sponsored by Dash Pass for Just kidding. No, that'd be nice, but
yeah, that'd be great. Do it. DoorDash. Hey.
Yeah, we know we're just getting our feet in the water here, but DoorDash, we need you to sponsor us.
It's just what's DoorDash. He's over there. He's like, Lauren, DoorDash me something real quick. I'm not allowed to DoorDash. I'm not allowed to DoorDash nothing. The guys are on to me.
We've been on him since day one of this podcast.
I think it was the first. I think it was the first podcast we gave him a hard time.
It was literally the pilot episode.
we were like 2 minutes in. We're like, you're a piece of shit, Alex, for DoorDashing all the time. No reason for it, but we were just dogging on him.
And all that hazing just made me stop. I haven't bought DoorDash, and
that's not the point. The point you even said that she gets it.
She hasn't got me DoorDash in a hot minute either.
That's called growth. Good job.
I actually thought you've gotten a little skinnier. He's gonna wither away now.
Dude, don't tell me that. I'm already self-conscious about my weight. I'm already paper thin. I don't need to hear that again.
He's like, I can't.
The human paperweight, Alex Morgan.
He's scavenging through the trash cans looking for leftover food. It's like, I can't cook.
Scraps.
He really is Master Splinter. He's just.
Hey, I just made some pretty good pork chops the other day. I've been eating them this entire week. They've been really great. Thank you very much.
Did you like meal prep it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I really need
salads.
I need to get into
pork
that.
Chops, corn.
I need to get into that, but it's like it's just such a motherfucker because you go to meal prep something, you literally got to be like, all right, I'm gonna take this like 2 hours and I'm just gonna like cook all this shit for the whole week, and it's like it's like just the thought of just having to cook for like 2 hours straight to then place everything in containers. It's just like it's dreadful.
Yeah, someone out there that meal preps and watches this godforsaken podcast, let us know in the replies of this episode how you meal prep, because we're clueless.
Oh,
I can ask our friend. He does a lot of meal prepping.
I always see like the
Nathan?
TikToks are just like, oh, it's so easy, and then they have like 50 containers of food, and they're like, yeah, it only took me 4 hours on my Sunday, and I'm like.
Yeah, when the refrigerator turns into a Tupperware storage unit and you have no room for anything else, that's when I know I've made it in life. You're right.
See, I'm surprised I actually didn't meal prep when we lost power for 5 fucking days. Like that would have been when I meal prepped everything. Oh, I cooked everything. I got it in the fridge just for it to all go bad. Yay!
Right. See, I got 10 cubic gallons of chicken and rice, and we can't eat it now.
A lot of people, though, my parents was telling me when that big storm came through, they knew they were going to lose all their meat and shit. So, like, a bunch of people were just having huge barbecues. Just like, we got to cook everything. Got to cook it all. Having big-ass block parties and stuff. Well.
Anyways, I'm sick of hearing you guys talk about all that stuff. It's been 25 minutes. So, you guys can fight amongst yourselves who wants to go first. Who thinks they have the better story to start off with?
Well, I believe that Matt does. But first off, I do want to say that even though we are about to talk about some really funny moments, I just want to say, please drink responsibly. Just get that out of the way.
This just turned into a Budweiser ad. Please drink responsibly.
I just want to say, please drink responsibly. Don't be an idiot. don't drink and drive. Okay, Matt, tell your story.
All right, I'm glad you covered all the
Yes,
legal bases here.
I
like
agree.
we're promoting drinking.
I just wanted to say it.
I've never once said to anybody to go out and drink. We're going to talk about our decisions.
Yeah, we've been
Exactly.
blasted off into space before, and it's still been like, where are the keys at? And then they're like, we have them in one location where no one can get to them. And then we're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You resume the antics.
We got 3 fucking episodes, and Alex is worried about legalities here. It's like Alex is on the phone with our P.A.N. lawyer here. Oh, can we talk about this? What should we say beforehand? All right, so you guys want to I guess if we're going to start off, and you guys are expecting a banger, then I guess we'll go.
That's all I expect out of you, Matthew.
Gosh damn it! Okay,
I expect only the best.
All right, I'll do my best. Is all I can say. So, the year was 1975, and no, I'm kidding. Nope, it was it was like 4 or 5 years. No, it wasn't that long ago. I don't know when it was. It doesn't matter. But it started off. It was a bachelor party, and I have like a little title for this. It's called Steve in Nashville. So. It's called Steve in Nashville, and we're gonna have like a bachelor party. Steve in Nashville, baby. It'll all come together. So we're gonna do a bachelor and a bachelorette party for one of my old buddies, and so we were just kind of doing the duo thing, which was kind of like got popular there for a little bit, and it was also easier. So we went to Nashville and we like got this big ass house for an Airbnb. You could, back when it didn't cost you an arm and a fucking leg to do so.
Yeah.
So we get this big ass house. There's like, I don't know, probably like 10, 15 people there, give or take. And so we had so many people. It starts off, we get there, we get in the house, then we got to go and Uber. So it already starts off fucked because we had to take two different Ubers, which cost like $60, $70 fucking dollars, mind you. And I can't remember if there was another man in the Uber with me. I think I was all women with me. And the first Uber goes, and I was in the second Uber. And it already started off bad. So at this point, we've not even had a drink yet. We're just going to the bars. And this guy in the Uber drops us off, and like there's no bars around. And we're like, hey, you were supposed to take us to the bars. And he's like, well, it said right here. This is the address you put in. And we're like, well, we don't know, our way around here. We must have fucked up. Like, can you just drive us to the bars? And he was like, no, I'm not doing it. And we're like, okay, well then, like, are we close? And he's like, yeah, they're like 3 blocks away. You go 1 block straight, 2 blocks to the right. And I'm like, all right, cool. I mean to tell you that he dropped us off in the fucking ghetto of Nashville. It was absolutely fun. So we walk 1 block up and 2 blocks right, and there's not one fucking bar anywhere. And we had to walk by a bus. There was like the city bus, and it just reeked of fucking weed. It just reeked. There was like 20, 30 people standing outside this fucking bus. And I'm over there going, oh shit. And so at this point, I'm like looking around and I'm like, yo, all these people are sketchy as fuck. We don't know where we are. So we had to spend like another $30, $40 for a fucking Uber because everybody's calling us like, hey, where are you guys at? And we're like, I don't know. Like, we're in Nashville. That's all I can tell you. So we were like 15 blocks away from the bars. That guy was a cocksucker, and that's being nice. That's all I can say. So we
finally sounds like it.
So we finally get to the bars, and I've never experienced anything like Nashville bars because they literally have security standing outside of them, like IDing everybody. You literally walk into these bars, and it's like shoulder to shoulder, just absolutely crazy. And even like when you walk into the restrooms, they have people that stand there to kind of like, I guess, like monitor the restrooms. And, so they like monitor the restrooms and they like just dispense paper towels. That's all they do. They hand you paper towels, and then they have like the tip jar here. Like, hey, I handed you a paper towel. Give me $1. So like, you literally couldn't even take a piss without having to give away money because you felt bad. You're like, these guys are standing in this stinky ass bathroom dealing with all the drunks. I'm like, I actually felt bad. I'm like tipping them. And so, so we go there, and this is like in the middle of the night. At some point, we're at a random bar. It's like we're at like the top story of this bar. We're all drinking. Like at this point, we're just fucking hammered. And I go up to these two guys and I'm talking to them. I can't remember where they're from, but like I was just shooting the shit with them. And I was like, "Yeah, man, my name's Steve." And I carry on this whole conversation with these two guys. I was just fucking around. I'm drunk, being dumb. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Steve. I live in Terre Haute. Blah blah blah." I'm like going into it in excruciating detail for 10-15 minutes with these guys on how my name's Steve. I was like telling them, I'm like, "Yeah, I own Steve Carpentry." Like, I mean, I was going.
Oh my!
I was going into it. It was crazy. So they and I was being like blatantly obvious that my name was Steve. Like these guys were like, "Why does he keep saying his name's Steve?" They're probably thinking I'm like this fucking weirdo. And then my buddy walks up to me and he was like, "Oh, hey, hey, my name's this, and this is my buddy Matt." And those two guys go, "No, that's Steve." He's like, "No, I'm best friends with him. His name's Matt." And I'm over here like, dude, stop. I'm like, "I'm fucking Steve, bro. What are you doing?"
Oh my gosh.
So then I have to like do damage control. I'm like, "I'm just really drunk, guys. I'm just messing around." And so then I had to go and tell him my real name, and it was very awkward. And I basically just walked away at that point. And they were like really cool guys too. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. Dude,
so my question here is, what was your main motivating factor in deciding to just lie off rip with these guys?
I was wondering the same
thing. I know
thing.
you're inebriated, but even if I was inebriated, I'm letting everyone know my name's Jesse. I don't care where I'm at.
I'm going to be like completely honest with you guys. I have no idea why I did it. There was absolutely no reason for any of it whatsoever. I was just dicking around.
Just for the shits and kicks of it all.
It was literally just shits and kicks. I was just dicking around. I'm like telling these guys, "Yo, I'm Steve." And I just thought it was funny, which it was hilarious, especially when my buddy completely, sold me out and told them my name was Matt.
Yeah, that shit's straight up out of like a sitcom. That's something you would have seen in like Friends or 2.5 Men or something.
It was so bad. And like I already had like really bad anxiety going into this because like I've never been to like crazy bars like this. I've never like done this type of partying or anything. And so there's just people everywhere, and I'm not a huge fan of big crowds. So, like I already had like anxiety going into everything, and then when he completely just fucking said, "Yes, my buddy Matt," I just wanted to melt. Just like run into the corner.
So, yeah, this is my best friend Matthew. His name's Matthew. I've known him for a long time. His name's Matthew. This is my best friend, Matthew.
It was so embarrassing.
Matthew.
Shut up!
I was just like, "Dude, you gotta fucking stop." The whole time, like before he even said it, I was going like, "Dude, don't." And he was drunk too, obviously. So he's, "Yes, my buddy Matt." And I'm like, "You son of a bitch, you can't do that." And, like, not that he did anything wrong. He was just doing what anybody would do. And so like,
well, I mean, just imagine like you did all this, and then you became like, they were like, "Hey, we need to do this again sometime if you're in the area." And then you guys go on to get closer and be better friends. And then you, at some point in between all that, you have to tell them that you completely fabricated all of that and that you're not a real carpenter and your name's Matthew, not Steven.
Dude, I'm convinced they was actually going to like use me as a carpentry service. 100%.
That would have made it worse.
If they needed a
I'm
carpenter,
not a carpenter. My name's not Steve. Like, you started off rip with these guys absolutely lying to them every breath you took.
I'm like on Amazon trying to like overnight a fucking business card. It's like Steve's Carpentry, just put a bunch of bullshit on it.
He made a fake Facebook page and rated it 5 stars one time.
I literally made a Facebook. I'm like, here, guys. Like, no, I'm seriously Steve. I don't know what this
No
idiot's
profile
talking
picture, no cover photo, no information, just Steve's Carpentry, and that's it.
Just find like an old picture of me in overalls so I can just stand in there. That's my Facebook pic. Like, yeah, this is Steve's Carpentry. And so then, like,
big giant letters behind him that says Steve.
So basically after that, like, I end up just being Steve. Like, for the solid, like, 2 months after that, everyone was just like, hey, Steve! So it just kind of became a thing. So, like, as the night goes on, this kind of goes into, like, the second part of it. As the night goes on, like, I just get completely hammered. Like, I'm so fucking drunk. Everybody's drunk. We gotta, like, get 2 Ubers back home. I can't even fucking walk straight. Like, I'm literally falling into the road, and, like, people's, like, grabbing my arm, like, go, no, stay on the sidewalk. And I'm like, fuck them. They won't hit me. They'll go to jail or something if they hit me. Like,
unnecessarily aggressive.
Yeah, I'm just, yeah, completely. And so, at some point, they finally, like, everyone's like, all right, we gotta, like, get Ubers. And so they sit me down on this curb, and I'm just sitting there. And I'm doing that, like, RBF thing that Jesse talked about last episode, where I'm just, like, sitting on the curb just mad for no reason. I'm not even really mad. I'm just drunk. And at the time, I probably, you know, because at the time I was married, so I probably shouldn't have said this. But this girl in a green dress walks by. And for whatever reason, I'm just like, holy fuck. And let me just put it this way. She had a donk on her, buddy. And so for whatever reason, I went, holy fuck. I'm like, that girl right there, that girl in the green dress. And she probably heard me too. So I'm like catcalling. I'm like catcalling her on the fucking curb, drunk, about to fall on the road. And I'm like, that girl in the green dress. I was like, she eats her fruits and vegetables.
My god.
That was my line.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my lord.
I was.
She eats her fruits and vegetables.
I was so fucking drunk. That's what came out of my mouth. So then we, you know, long story short, after that, we finally get 2 Ubers. And we make it back to the Airbnb. And somebody, like, after the fact, somebody made a mess in one of the Ubers, and, like, one of us got charged, like, an extra $50. Like, it was a whole fucking thing. But then when we get back, it was like a 2-story Airbnb, carpeted stairs, and I had a great idea that I was going to dive down them. Don't know why I thought that was a great idea at the time. Looking back on it, it wasn't. But I go face first down the stairs, you know, and it wasn't like I fell. I did it on purpose. And I had on my forearms 2 rug burns for almost a solid year because I went straight down it and it ripped and just burnt all my skin on 2 spots of my forearms.
Oh my gosh.
It just fucked my shit up. And I'm like, I was upside down at the bottom of the stairs, and I'm like, that really hurt. And then that was pretty much how the night ended. We all, I don't think I puked, surprisingly, but I was very drunk, did quite a few stupid things. And, but it was a successful bachelorette party. And it was
very memorable.
It was a good time. At one point, somebody got kicked out of a bar, and I think it was because he and I'm talking like in our group, one of the guys got kicked out of a bar because I think he danced on another guy's girl, and the guy got mad. And so he like tried picking a fight with him, and so like the security people were like, he's got to go. So I'm sitting there, I'm just vibing, man. It was all good vibes. I'm just sitting there drinking, having a good time, and I see like one of our guys getting escorted out, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And they're like,
my name's Steve. I'm his friend. What's going on?
Like, hey, it's Steve. Like, what's going on here?
He had to make it obvious to them too. So wait, hold on, guys. My name's Steve. I'm his friend. What's going on?
Fucking bartender fucking IDs me. I'm like, yeah, it's Steve, and I hand him my ID that says Matthew. They're like, we're not selling you alcohol, sir.
It's clearly a fake.
This might be a fake, but that's pretty much that for that story. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, that was the best I got. I that was honestly my best story, so it's only down from here, guys.
Well, you know, looking at the time, it's already been 40 minutes, so you know we're on perfect timing here.
Yeah, I had to hit a fucking banger for the first one.
Yeah, you know we're
not
about ending on a good note. We're about starting on a good note, ending in the worst possible fashion. You know.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was my best story, but that's as good as it gets. But I got another banger in here. It'll be fine. We'll end on a good note.
So, I'm gonna start off now and say that this is possibly the most embarrassing drunk story I've ever had.
Woo! Wait a minute. Your
What?
Your PP wouldn't work.
No.
Oh.
No.
I mean,
not that kind of embarrassing.
Okay. Because that's pretty embarrassing.
Embarrassing and frustrating, I'd say. So
that's also frustrating.
Me and Jesse and a few others, we were all drinking together. This is a few years ago. I can't remember when. We were all playing a card game called Kings, and pretty much each card has a different rule, etc. I'm not going to get into it, but one of them in specific was the king card. Whoever draws it from the pile, they get to make a new rule. Say, for instance, I had a really bad cursing problem back then. It was worse than now. And
yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not, it was a lot worse back then, sadly.
We all have that problem, I think.
So one of our friends, he makes the rule that anytime I cuss, Jesse has to take a shot. And those rules do not change until someone else draws a king and makes their own rule. And then if maybe half an hour later, I have cussed so much because I'm already shit-faced by this point. Jesse is just getting screwed by my poor mouth that eventually someone draws a king and flips it. Anytime that Jesse cusses, I have to drink. So
at this
awesome.
point, I just want to add that at this point, I was so destroyed by everything that this man had wrought upon me. I was in tears every time I could barely fill up a shot glass, and my drink of choice at the time was like Fireball, and
oh god.
My insides and my throat were on absolute fire, and he did not care. His drunk subconscious self did not give a single flying rat's ass that I was already hammered. The game was not anywhere close to being over, and might as well have just been like fuckity fuck every 30 seconds. And it was
worse?
That bottle was done for by the end of the night. It was one of the bigger bottles.
Was it the one with like
the gallon one? I think.
Yeah, it had the handle.
God. Oh fuck!
It was the gallon one.
Those are the bad ones, bro.
I know.
And it was so bad that what would happen was, I would just say whatever cuss word, and then someone would be like, "Oh, Jesse has a drink. Jesse has a drink," and then I'll look at Jesse like, "Oh fuck, sorry."
Oh my god. He's like pouring two. He's like, "You son of a bitch."
That's exactly.
We had so many shot glasses that were like beakers, so they could take up to a double shot. And I would fill it up to like the 40 line, and then he would say, "Oh shit, my bad," or "Oh fuck," or "Damn it, man," or something like that. And then I would stop pouring. I'd hear that and be like, just keep pouring. And I didn't have a choice but to take it. Dude, I was in tears. The cap was off the bottle for so long that the cinnamon and the sugar had started to crystallize on the cap. So there was no point even screwing it back on. It looked like Elmer's glue just dried around there.
And on top of that, we had gotten so drunk that you couldn't even pour it anymore. You kept spilling it on the table, so the entire table that we were playing on, the cards, the table, everything got super sticky. Well, I was pleading with Jesse, begging for my life that he wouldn't say a cuss word. But at this point, his mind might as well have been in, like 3 states away. He was
revenge,
not with us.
is what it was.
It was. I remember specifically being out for revenge that night, being so toasted and still choosing to wreak havoc on your soul. Because I could understand what was going on still after all of that, and know, to have a filter and not cuss like a sailor. And this guy, in a sober state of mind, couldn't even handle it. So I was like, fuck him.
I was not sober at that point either, though. I wasn't full on shit faced, but I was pretty decently buzzed. Well, God. By this point, I can't even tell you how many shots we had. And it got to a point where I think it was getting towards maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. And we were finally just done playing the game. We were tired of it. So we all start walking into his room. And here's his bed, right? Just imagine a bed. Him and LaCrista, his girlfriend, they're laying side by side.
Yeah. Whoa.
Excuse me, fiance.
Better hope she doesn't watch this one. She's gonna call you out. She's gonna wreak havoc on your soul this time.
She's gonna be mad.
She's gonna be mad.
They're laying side by side. However, I'm also laying in the middle of them, but it's almost like a head this way, me this way, head that way, if that makes sense. Like heads being the fingertips. And we're so drunk and so tired. It's a little bit weird. Like
I watched you do that with your hands, and I still didn't understand.
So, Jesse was laying like this, head up. I was laying with my feet towards his head, but my head's down here on his bed, and then LaCrista was the same way as him. So, they're pretty much laying together, but I'm kind of in the middle, but my head is away from them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we start drifting off. I start drifting off. I am just starting to fall asleep on the bed. And out of nowhere, I just feel this warm, wet substance all over my upper body and legs. Did not know where it came from. I was dreaming, in fact. I was in the middle of a dream. And then I felt it. I'm like, oh no. I was like, that's not a blanket. Why is my chest warm? And then
it's not a blanket.
From there, I'm like, that's definitely not a blanket. I'm wet now. That's wet. What is that? So I open my eyes and I look down.
Oh, God.
And all I can see is Jesse face down into a a trash can by his bed. And I am covered from about here down to my waist in his puke.
Oh my God.
Because he said it that day and the day after. He said that he didn't mean to, and what he was hoping to do was shoot himself up and direct himself left towards the toilet.
I had passed
towards
out.
the trash can.
I had passed out for an X amount of time and had woken up out of my slumber solely to puke. And in an effort to swivel to the left of myself towards the trash can, I couldn't see straight whatsoever. So I thought I had turned enough to go towards the trash can in a fast motion before it came out of my mouth, and I didn't make it there.
No, he did not.
Oh.
He did not, indeed.
You
I was
owe
so
him.
mad.
Fuck.
I was so furious that day. I remember I was still drunk, and I was thinking, I was so incredibly mad, but at the same time, I knew I couldn't scream at him because I knew that he was drunk and he didn't mean it. So, just silently pissed, I just started taking the shirt that I was wearing off, tried getting as little of it on me as possible, and just in a low voice just handed our buddy's girlfriend my keys. And I said, my change of clothes is in the back seat. Go get my shit. I'm taking a fucking shower. And sure, like, I did not say anything for the rest of the night. I went straight to bed.
Me neither. I went right back to sleep.
Yes, right after he puked on me and into the trash can, he just lay back down, just...
Yeah, I remember going back to sleep, and while I was asleep, I was so knocked out that LaCrista had fully undressed me just down to the underwear to get, because I got some on me, obviously, and I never even remembered a single part of that. And on top of that, what happened was a direct byproduct of Alex and his mouth.
I literally was about to say that. So you kind of did this to yourself, to be honest, because if it
came full circle, man. Because I usually I always held my alcohol.
That was that like instant karma, bro. You had the karma right behind you because you just kept fucking Jesse, and then Jesse fucked you right back.
Like he's sitting here in this chair, and then the whole just spiritual existence of karma is over his shoulder, like
that is so bad. That is
and
so
karma
bad.
Struck hard that night. And
oh my god!
I felt bad, but there's nothing I could do about it. I went right back to sleep.
No, you were not even like, you didn't apologize, you didn't say nothing. You just threw up into the trash can and just leaned right back, and then you were just out. I remember coming back into the room to grab something of mine. I think it was like my phone or my charger or something. And Larissa had just stripped you out of your clothes, and it's like, yeah, he is just unresponsive. He's not doing anything. He's knocked the hell out.
My gosh. You guys talked about like cussing and drinking when there's like a cuss word. So I did that once. This isn't one of my stories. It just reminded me of it. But I did that once. We were gonna. This was a long time ago. We were gonna like watch The Purge, and I was like, I got a great idea. Every time there's a cuss word on The Purge, I'm gonna take a shot. And for some reason, I thought, yeah, it'd be like maybe 20 cuss words. I don't know why the hell I thought that whatsoever. But literally, the first like 5 minutes of the film, I had already taken like 7-8 shots. And I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I called off the challenge right then because I knew I would be, I'd be dead actually. So if I actually did it, and it was terrible. But I don't recommend doing that. That was a terrible choice by you guys. And I learned my lesson after about 8 shots. I was like, yeah, this ain't happening no more.
I remember counting how many shots I was taking that night. I can't tell you the number. But I know at least 3/4 of that fireball jug went to me.
Am I blurry as hell on your guys' screen?
Not anymore, I don't think.
Good lord, my shit's it's showing me all blurry. I don't know.
It'll be fine in post.
What we think. It doesn't matter.
And then we can just fix it after this recording anyway.
I feel like I got to do a
you have a cloth or something? You have a cloth or something? Maybe wipe it? Maybe you got a fat, greasy thumbprint on there. With your sausage fingers.
I think that's what it is. Well, it got all blurry.
That's disgusting. How much grease is in your freaking fingertips?
Hey, you mind your goddamn own fingers.
Mine has nothing on it. I have eczema. It's dry.
Yeah, you're just jealous you don't have grease.
I'm bone dry. He's over here. He's coded like the condensation of a soda pop in a hot summer day, just going, yep, and then it's, am I blurry?
It's you got this all
It's a good
blurry
thing you're
as fuck.
sitting.
This whole fuck. I hate that joke. All right. So this other story, it's called Weirdo Crying. I got some bogus names. So basically, I said I didn't really ever drink that much, but like I a few years ago I was like in a habit of drinking like once a month. And so like a lot of time, Jesse knows what we used to do. We used to, I'd get like burgers and dogs, we'd grill out burgers and dogs, start at like 5 p.m. when everybody'd start showing up, we'd eat, we'd all just start drinking, we'd play beer pong, we'd play cornhole, whatever. We just have a good time, good vibes, have a good party. Well, it wasn't always good vibes. And Jesse, I see you smiling down there. So
I remember a majority of it being good vibes, but there was always some highlights.
There was always some highlights, but most of the time it was good vibes. Everyone had a good time. But there was one night in particular, and I don't really remember what night per se it was, but we're all just hammered, and it's like 11 p.m., maybe midnight, and all of a sudden, like Jesse comes up to me, and Jesse's like putting his hand on my shoulder, and he's like, "Man, I just want you to know, he's got this grown ass man has tears going down his face." And this is just out of nowhere. I don't have any idea. I'm literally just playing beer pong and like enjoying myself. And this grown ass man is just like, "Man, I love you. And I just think you're such a great dad. And you're just it's like I really look up to you." And he's like, "You got this house." He's like, "I can only dream of having a house." He's like, I just want to be just like you." I mean, it may not be to that extent, but it was very close.
I was praising this man for absolutely no godforsaken reason.
He was on his hands and knees, just praising me like I was like a fucking god. And I'm like, "Look, dude," I'm like, "Hey, I really appreciate everything you're saying, man." I was like, "Why don't you just like, let's just enjoy the party?" And he's like, "I just want you to know. I want you to know how important you are to me and how much you mean to me." And just straight up crying. And I'm like, this happened for not just like a minute. This was like,
it was at least 5 or 10 minutes.
This was a whole 5 or 10 minute, like literally tears down this man's face cry
Lord.
session. Bawling. Like, he wasn't bawling. Like,
no, but I had tears flowing. And Krista even came up to me at one point trying to interrupt me and Matt's little sesh and was like, "I think you just need to sit down." And I'm like,
"Oh." Was that the time your fucking dog took a shit in my house the first 2 minutes he was there?
No,
literally
that was the time after that.
Okay, yeah, because Krista only came up.
Noelle was just coming off of like some sort of variation of potty training, and it was a new environment, and she literally just in a brand new house popped a squat and took a fat steaming shit right in the middle of his wooden floor. But it's like he brought out the paper towel and then like some spray. And
it's still blurry. Damn fucking camera.
All I know is it says actual recording is higher quality. And
nope, I cleared it up. It looks good on my end.
Got your sausage finger grease off of there. I'm happy for you.
I guess. But you're right. Because Krista only came over like a couple times, I think, to drink, and it was the first time they were like, "Hey, do you mind if we bring the dog?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't care, man. No big deal." And we're sitting at the kitchen table. We're all eating, just having a good fucking time. And then next thing you know, I hear like LaCrista go, "Noelle, what the fuck?" And then there's just a steamy pile of dog shit on the floor. I'm like, God damn it! Of course,
Oh
it
my.
was like the first time LaCrista came over, so like, and I didn't really know LaCrista that well, so like I couldn't be a dick like I normally would be. So like I had to just be like, oh yeah, it's no big deal, don't worry about it, here we'll clean it up. It's no big deal. But if it was just Jesse there, I would have made such a big deal about it.
Yeah, he would have called me a dumbass, and my stupid dog come over for the first time and takes his shit right in the middle of my floor. Why do you even have that, mongrel? Get out, go. Yeah, and I would. Yeah, you just handed me the spray bottle and the paper towels that you said here.
Oh, I did. I made you guys clean it up too. I just handed him the stuff. I was like, here, you guys got it. Thanks. And Jesse was actually mad because it was my house. He didn't even clean it up right. He just like picked it up. There was still like shit stains on the ground. He's like, nah, I'm not good.
Nah, he just smeared it throughout the wood.
It's like it matches the stain of the wood. There we go.
Exactly.
It's in the cracks of the hardwood floors. He's like, fuck this guy. It's his dog that shit on my floor, but he was mad at me for it.
I wouldn't have done that. Maybe. But I didn't.
But yeah, the crying finally ended, and then the good vibes came back. But it was a solid 5 or 10 minutes, and I have no idea. I don't even remember what started it. I was literally just minding my own business, and this man was going through some shit that night. That's all I know. The alcohol hit some feels, and then he said a whole bunch of shit.
He had some demons. He had some demons.
He had some demons
unreleased right in front of Matt's eyes
the whole time, because like I really felt really weird because like at this point, like Jesse and I was like really good friends, but like we had never really talked like that, and so. It was like really creeping me out. I'm like, dude, you're fine. Let's just party. Like, here, take a beer. Like, keep drinking.
Bro, relax.
He was just all tense. He's like, oh man, I love you.
Yeah, that was a good night all around. But I remember specifically being sad for no reason, and I'm usually never sad when I drink. But that night in specific, I was unreasonably sad, and or at least for just like 20 minutes, and then after that I was fine. Before that I was fine too. But at some point the alcohol had gotten to my heart.
I think, but like it carried over too, though, because you didn't cry anymore. Like it was just a 5-10 minute cry session. But like even after that, you would just like randomly walk up to me and you're like, "Man, I love you. You're great." And I'm like, "Fucking stop." I'm
over here and he's laughing right in my face about it. About it all.
like, dude, I'm a piece of shit. Just stop. Like, please stop. You're trying to like blow my fucking head up. It's already big as enough. Like, stop.
Yeah, that was those were always good nights, but that one in specific, there is stuff had happened, and I was feeling it.
Yeah, some stuff happened. That was for sure. But that's pretty much that story. It was just I had to bring up you crying on the podcast.
Hey man, I'm not ashamed of my manly emotions.
Hey, well, you've seen me cry once. I've seen you cry once.
Yeah, we're even. It's just a matter of who does it next. Because someone gets the bargaining chips.
Oh my lord.
Oh fuck.
So, just real quick, are you guys? We're coming up on a little over an hour here. This is part 1. So, are we wanting to? I know Matt, you've technically done 2 stories. Alex, you've done 1. I don't know if you guys are wanting to do. If Alex, you're wanting to do 1 more, if you guys would rather save it for the next part, or
if we like, I got like 5 more stories left, bro. Like, I could do another story even. Like, I don't know. I could do another one. I can do another one right now.
How about I'll tell like a quick one, and then we'll save the next few for the next episode.
I'm going to have to rapid fire next episode.
All
right.
All right, Alex, you're up. It'll be the last one for this episode.
So this one isn't so much a me getting drunk story. This one is my brother pinning something on me story involved, like with alcohol. So, my little brother, I'm not going to disclose anything about him. We shared the same bedroom, all right, for the longest time. And he would constantly, he would just, every now and again, he was of age at the time, but he would just have alcohol just hidden from the, hidden in the bedroom. Because her mom was like, all right, no, I'm not having you guys do that yet, blah, blah, blah. And, which is fine, her house, her rules, whatever. But I knew that he was because of just the fact that he would just keep me up late at night, 4 in the morning or something like that, just screaming the most random things in the world as I'm just trying to sleep for the night. And one day, he leaves behind, I was drinking at the time, Gentleman Jack. He leaves a bottle of Gentleman Jack for me. He texts me about it, says, hey, it's there, and I was smart with it. Because at the time, I did all of my drinking at Jesse's house. So that night, I said, hey, I'm coming over, and I'm bringing some alcohol. He's like, all right, cool. Snuck it in my bed. I said, bye, Mom, I'm leaving. And I just took off with that, with it. Put it immediately into his fridge, because I knew it would be safe there.
I got one thing to say. So you said your little brother who was of age, but yet you snuck out of your mom's house with alcohol. I don't believe you were of age.
There's some holes in the plot. Hold on, wait a minute.
There's some holes there because I couldn't imagine being 21 years old, being like, Mom, stuffing it in my bag, wrapping it around blankets so shit don't rattle.
No, it was just in my bag, and I just threw it in there, just on top of a thing of clothes. But it was just at the time she didn't want us drinking everything.
I like how the narrative of this story is making me seem like the bad influence, alcoholic friend.
No shit.
Yes, I never drank anywhere else. Jesse would just invite me over, and we'd drink over there.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you were the one that got me.
That's me.
I never said that you were a bad influence.
I know, but that's I know you didn't say that. But now everyone that's going to watch this godforsaken episode is going to be like, "This guy sucks."
Yeah, you didn't have
Everyone don't think that about Jesse. I had fun when drinking with him, even on the night where I got his puke on my shirt.
Except for that one time. That one time it was rough.
Except for that one moment, but the night as a whole was still fun.
It's not about if you had a good time drinking. It's just that the fact that all you did with Jesse was drink. That's the part. That's the problem. It's not if you had fun. Of course you had fun. No, almost nobody has a bad time drinking.
I don't know. I've had a few. Anyway, what he doesn't tell me is about 2 months later, he was going on a trip or whatever, and he left behind a bottle of Crown Apple.
Oh.
And he doesn't tell me it's there, but he swears up and down that he did. And I don't remember where I was at. I didn't live with my mom for about, during this time. I don't really remember where I was at. But she decides to clean up around the room. Just clean up stuff, try to get rid of some of Jack's stuff, blah, blah, blah. Clean around the room. First time she had done that in years. And for some reason, she checks behind my bed. And maybe after a few days of this happening, I come home, and she's like, Alex, do you have anything to explain to me? And I'm confused. I'm just so confused. I'm just like, what are you talking about now? And she's like, you sure you don't want to tell me about anything?
I hate it.
No, no, what? She's like, well, I found this, and holds up the empty bottle, and she's like, I found this behind your bed. So are you lying to me, Alex? I'm like, I've never seen that. I don't know what you're talking about. You said it was behind my bed? She was like, yeah. And to this day, I still have to argue with my mom whether or not it was my bottle. And it took the convincing of my little brother to finally tell her, no, it was not mine. And it was, in fact, his.
That honestly,
like, y'all were drinking in my house.
That God damn, that's honestly like the worst thing ever is to hear your parents say, "So you got anything to say? You got anything to tell me?" Because I've heard that quite a few times, and every time that gets said to me, I have no fucking clue what it is, and then until they say it, and then it's like, motherfucker, they got me, they got me, they got me. I hate it. I hate that.
You get asked the question, and all you can think of is like all the different dumb stuff that you should not have been doing, or just anything that you might have just screwed up on doing, or something like that. And you're just like, oh no, what could it be? What could it have done?
We're always the damn do as I say, not as I do. I always hated that. And it's funny, like I hated it so much that I've now used it on Gavin. Because
it all comes full circle. It all comes full circle.
They'll be like, why can't I watch any more TV or whatever it is, or why can't I do what you're doing? And I'm always like, do as I say, not as I do, or I'm the parent and I said so. Because my parents used to say that a lot, so I've said that to Gavin quite a few times. He's
like, bro, I'm the kid. I didn't ask to be here. You literally brought me into this world to tell me that I have to do what you say, not what you do.
But normally I always like, because I got to be a dickhead, I always got to sell my parents out. I'll be like, your Mimi and Papa used to say this to me, and I'm saying it to you.
I mean, it's what they always say. I mean, we always become our parents, right?
Yeah, well, they say that. They also say you marry someone like your mom. Don't they always say that too? Yeah.
My fiance is a lot like my mom, and it's terrifying sometimes. I love them both, but it's like double dosage.
You're also scared of both of them.
Oh, I remember I was showing, like I was introducing. Sorry. I was introducing Lauren to my mom for the first time. And I was actually like really nervous about it just because this is like the first relationship I've like taken to see my mom, and a pretty hot man at the time. And I remember at that moment, maybe about like 20 minutes in, they acted like they were like best friends, like almost sisters, just pretty much just talking shit about me for about 3 hours.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of material there.
Yeah, I guess
they're just bonding over dogging on you.
Pretty much.
I told him when he told me about it, I was like, I wish I was there too. That would have been awesome.
He did.
So I got some shit to say too.
Just for no reason. We're just
Your son is a piece of shit.
Hey, how about instead of like having a drinking party at some point, let's just go over to Alex's mom's house and dog on him.
Just absolutely berate this man for no reason.
I will off myself.
It's like the fucking roast sessions they used to have on Comedy Central.
I'm kidding, I won't do that.
Got Alex on center stage. Lord, no. We're just all roasting him for no reason.
Please, no. I already have a horrible self-esteem.
All right, we gotta stop this. I feel bad now.
Yeah, just know that in a real world sense, we do make fun of Alex just like a lot.
But it's out of love. But it's out of love.
That's our love language. Anyone that's got a relationship or friendship with him, it's the love language between the two of them to just absolutely berate him.
Yeah, but
I don't accept it.
It's just the natural order of things. It's just how it happened.
I mean, he attempts to do it back. It's just not as funny.
It's not by my volition.
No,
because I just don't naturally like just think, oh, talk shit about so and so. Like that's just not who I am naturally as a person.
Well, most of the things I say about you, it's not shit talking. It's just fact.
Like what?
Like most things.
It's not what this.
Give me an example.
It's not what this episode's about. This is about drug stories.
Alex, are you coming at the host of this episode?
Ooh, that's not going to be good.
I just want an example.
Jesse, your hair looks really nice.
I want a proof of your.
Thanks, Matt.
I want to see your true wisdom.
I think anyone that knows me knows how just infinitely intelligent I am. So there's no need to prove anything. It's the facts are just there.
Jesse's the smartest person I know.
Thanks, Matt. I really appreciate. That made my morning. You saying that. Alex, you have any compliments for me? Anyone else got any more compliments for the host of the part 1 of this episode?
Your skin looks great today.
I really like your polo.
Thank you. I've been putting lotion on, and I got a bit from where we went fishing. I got a little bit of a tan going on. You can't see it in this light because it makes me look like I'm vanilla pudding. But and Matt, what'd you say?
I said I really like your polo. It looks really nice on you.
Thank you. Alex, you got any final words?
I'm laughing so hard because I just kissed ass for a made up trophy that I've not even won yet.
This could all be for nothing. I might just say screw it and give myself the most valuable host because of just how bad you guys were. I'll just say I was the most valuable host.
Gosh,
but no, you guys weren't
equal.
bad. I thoroughly enjoyed a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it.
Like 40% of it was all right.
Yeah, the vast minority of it was all right.
The vast minority.
No, we couldn't even pull off the majority. It was just minority.
It's really hard to pick between you guys. Because no one gets any more or less points for involving me in the story, just because it's bound to happen. We've all had drinking experiences with each other and whatnot, so that's not a deciding factor here. But I will say for the sole fact that I puked on Alex, and the fact that I also cried in front of Matt, there's a lot of negatives to the stories too. But I have had much more pleasant experiences with drinking with Matt for the sole fact that a lot of the times the drinking Alex, you and I would involve card games where I would get screwed over by almost everyone, just out of spite. I'm going to have to give the MVP.
It was bad luck.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm going to have to give the MVP award for this part 1 of this episode to our very own Matthew. And it would be my honor to bestow upon him his very first MVP award. Just for the sole fact that it finally took 3 or 4 weeks and he's finally got one.
Yay. Yay. I don't feel any better, actually. I thought this
Am I supposed to feel good? But I feel like it's given to me out of just pity.
I actually thought you were going to give it to Alex because you puked on him, but he kind of caused it himself. So, but
yeah, that is the main determining factor there. If it wasn't his direct fault that I puked on him, I would.
To be fair, there were other reasons why you drank besides me. It's not like I was the sole reason why you.
Yeah, but you were the vast majority.
I will give you that.
At least 60% of that bottle was your fault.
I will take 60%. I will not take 100. I will
I'm not
accept
giving you 100.
60.
The other 40% was from the other 5 or 6 people that were there, Alex. You were
yes.
you gave me 60% of the bottle, and then the other 6 people there gave me the other 40. The math ain't mathing.
I feel like I wasn't there, but I feel like that's being generous because it was probably closer to 75%. Was Alex?
I'm being generous.
We played for 3 hours.
Yeah, and there was other alcohol there.
Yeah.
All right, you got a loser. Or should I go first? Should I do a winner speech first?
I'm gonna we'll let you finish off the episode here, Matt, with your winner speech. Alex, I want you to go first, and for part 1, I want you to tell me and everyone your feelings.
Wait, you want me to? I'm sorry.
I want you to go first, Alex. He absolutely just went into space.
You confused
me. Then use your words. You just said. This is a podcast where we're supposed to talk, and he's over here like.
for a second. Who does Jesse look like? There's like an actor that he looks like. Oh, off some show. Oh, I'll have to look it up after this.
Anyway, I mean, honestly, I am happy for Matt. Altogether, I'm really happy that he won an episode, that he won the MVP award today. That it had been quite a while since this episode had first started. So I'm really happy. I'm really proud of him. And
Podcast,
hopefully he continues
episode.
on this streak. Yes.
All right, Matt, do you have any
I'm
head-inflating words to give to yourself or to anyone out there?
I am just absolutely pissed that he turned this into a pity for me. So, he just, all he did was say, "Oh, I'm really happy he finally won." Like I'm just some goofball in the back that don't deserve nothing.
Matt, I'm going to tell you from the host perspective. You came out swinging today. You absolutely deserve the win, and it is not a pity win. I'm just happy that you're finally on the board. That's all.
I put in
you deserve it.
I put a lot of OT in this. I did a lot of thinking and showers for this. I came up with most of my ideas in the shower that I then had to dry my hands off and type them into my phone so I wouldn't forget them. But at the end of the day, the better drunk won. That's all I can say.
Yeah, this is actually just a competition of who's the biggest alcoholic. So now, yeah, go Matt. Woo.
Yeah. I don't know if I should be happy or mad about this, that I had to win on a drunk one, but it's fine.
I mean, regardless, nonetheless, Matt, you deserve the win for part one of the Alcoholic Antics episode. You guys both gave it your all. I love the stories, and I hope you saved some real hard-hitting, heart-tugging, brain thought-provoking, emotional roller coasters of stories for part two. Because you're going to need this has proven how stiff the competition is. You're going to need every ounce of effort to get you to pull ahead. Matt, there's a chance that you can take home both of the MVPs for this episode, for the series of episodes. Or Alex, bring your A game.
I'll try.
I'm coming out swinging.
I have nothing but the most faith in both of you, and you guys got this. Follow P.A.N, podcast about nothing on Spotify. Episodes come out every Monday at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know. Anything else? We got anything else before we leave here?
Rate it 5 stars. Follow us. Spotify.
Spotify.
Here's the problem and this is what I've noticed, is that everybody, like, I've had a lot of people come up to me and they go, "What's Spotify?" And then I have to, or I've had people come up to me and they go, "What's a podcast?" And it's always like the older generation. And then I got to be like, "It's like Bob and Tom." And they go, "Oh."
Yeah, Bob and Tom is a talk show with two older guys here in Terre Haute on 105.5. It's on 105.5, right? Is it still on 105.5?
92.7.
92.7.
No
they
idea.
changed. They switched stations. 92.7.
I thought they did. I couldn't remember. But yeah, it's you got to tell the older folks, be like, it's like Bob and Tom, but we're like 3 times younger.
Yeah,
there's 3 of us.
We're hip or something like that.
Yeah,
is that what the kids say?
Yeah, we're hip. We really know what the youngsters got going.
That was so cringe.
Yeah. So it's when every ounce of ending on a good note is absolutely gone now. But like the podcast, follow it on Spotify, give it 5 stars. That way if you follow it, you won't miss. You'll get a notification saying that we uploaded. So every Monday, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, our podcast will be available. And stay tuned for part 2 of this Alcoholic Antics episode. And next week, whose turn is it? Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week it'll be Matt's turn at host, and we'll undoubtedly give the the hardest hitting questions, the best prompts to make me and Alex fight to the death for every last inch of the MVP race, and I'm looking forward to it. So, in that case, you guys enjoyed your day, everyone watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we made you laugh at least once, and it's only up from here. So, on that note, you guys have a good day. P.A.N. out.
Pan out.
Pan out.